What's up? Got a Cjrb here, and we got to get it out of this box. We're going to check it in, check it out. What is it? I don't know what these numbers mean. J1928-BMGN. I'm gonna say I think it's green. I don't know, man. Come on, let's get it out of this box and we'll find out. These are awesome little cases, but boy, they could save a lot of money charging on these knives and not do all this, in my opinion. But I'm not going to rant. I'm not going to do what you think I'm going to do. All right, what? I'm going to have to look it up. Is it the Riff? No, I don't think it's a Riff. Anyways, I'll look it up. But yeah, wow, is this thing cool. Proprietary artisan cutlery AR RPM 9. That's the proprietary Cjrb artisan cutlery steel. Look at this. Ooh, has that got a good detent? Get that blade out. Man. Wow, look at this thing. All right, I got to find out the name. So yeah, it is the Riff. The Cjrb Riff. And I believe that the J1928 is the Riff. Yeah. Button lock. Wonderful. I mean, they know how to do a button lock, for sure they do. Let's just get it out of the way. Can I fail it? Nope. How about that? Enough detent in this button lock that you can't fail it. Wow. So cool. Drop shut. The blade, I mean, it's just completely free when the button's pressed. I know some are interested in it, but if I press it all the way, it's still free. Like, if I press it a little bit or a lot, it doesn't matter, the blade's free. Come on, can I get that Spidey flick? Yeah, there it is. And thumb flick. Yeah, it's got this fuller that runs, big wide fuller, runs the length of the blade. It adds to the attractiveness of the knife, I think. Wow, is this thing smooth? Does this thing got any play? No. Locked up super tight. Yeah, no play whatsoever. Look at this. The stop pin is anchored by screws on both sides. And it's massive. Look at the size of that thing in there. Wow. I mean, come on. What's up? What a cool piece. Man, let's get in this thing. I noticed that this side doesn't have milling in the pivot. So if it was me, I'd love to get this to the other side, and we're going to see if we can do that. But we're going to have to work with what we got right now. So it had some tension, but I don't think it had Loctite on it. Maybe it did. All right, I'm going to have to pull more screws. And the screw in that stop pin has got to go. That screw's got Loctite. Yeah, the screw in that stop pin's got to go to get the scale off. Yeah, and it's got Loctite on it. All right, man. Come on. I'm gonna try to flip that over and come up. How am I gonna do that? There it goes. Because I don't want that spring to go flying. Ooh, I just heard it. Did it fly? Nope, it's in there. Yay! Yeah. I wonder if I can flip that around, man. I'm going to check. Wonderful green micarta. It's soft. Like an old pair of OD green fatigues, man. Whew, is that soft. Good stuff. Big, thick blade stock. Nice, heavy blade. Which, you know, helps that action for sure. Where's my other set of bearings? There it is. Looks like it's lube proper. Yeah. All right, let's take a look at this. Can this go in from the other side? I think it can. If I can get it out. Yeah. Well, we will be doing that. We're gonna reverse all this. Yep. Let's see if I can get these out. There's one. Easy peasy. I shouldn't be bragging though. They'd get mad at me and punish me. And then everything go hard from there out. Yeah, nice big stop pin held in by screws. Interesting. You don't see that often. And that one's got to go. Okay. Well, let's do some wiping. Whoa, wiping. Beautiful black coating on this blade. I wonder if that's paint or what that is. I'm going to look and see if it'll tell me what's up with this coating. Got black liners. You can see where the bearings are cutting a path. Looks like they've done a pretty good job already. Just in a little bit of time I've used it. And I didn't use it much. Would I flip it 4 or 5 times? 6, 8, I don't know. Not much. Yeah, the bearings have that transmission fluid lube on them. Ugh. Sticky bearing lube grease. Not a fan. Which, you know, here, I say it, it's probably superior to the stuff I'm using. And shelf life is probably 3 times the stuff that I'm using. You know, 10 times. I don't know. But I don't like it. I'd rather have to disassemble my knife and clean it and lube it. All right, let's put it back together. That went pretty quick. I'm going to put these barrel spacers in. Get some little screws in here first. Yeah, these are not captured. Good. All right. Helps if I use the right bit driver and the right size. Oh no. Two. Nice. And I'm going to go ahead and put that stop pin in. Yeah, it's a unique feature, man. You don't see that often at all. In fact, I can't even think of another knife that has that. All right, that's all tight. wonderful. I mean, there wasn't any button stick or anything on this, so I'm not bothering any of that. Yep. And we can come up from the bottom now. It's captured, but it's going to allow us to come up from the bottom and bring everything down from the top for reassembly. Makes me happy. Much easier to assemble and manage. Blade. There we go. I like this button too. A lot of times with these buttons, I don't know if you can see it, but let me bring it up to the camera. So look at how they've milled that button. A lot of times this hole in the button is huge and it's all completely milled out. Well, they milled it out just big enough to accept the spring. It seems, it's a little thing that I'm pointing out, but it's going to hold that spring in there better. I mean, imagine if that hole was that whole size of that button, which is typically the case. But in this one, it centers and holds that spring exactly where it needs to be. It's a small thing, but awesome. Yeah, this side it captures as well. So that pivot is captured on both scales. How about it? Another thing. I think it's unnecessary. Like, I don't know the purpose of it, but it's there. There it is. Captured on both sides. Interesting. There's some build stuff going on here. Capturing on both sides. Honestly, I can't think of the purpose of that. I don't think it's not improving the integrity of the knife in any way. I don't think. I don't know that it's but it's interesting. But milling that button like they did, the size of the spring, is it a game changer? Would it make me choose this knife over a different? I'm not saying that. It's just says something about how they manufactured this knife. I'm not sure about the tension there. We'll see. Goodness, this thing. Let me check all these screws, make sure we're tight. Yeah. These were loose. Golly. This thing. Cjrb Riff. Look at this thing. Wonderful action. Let's talk about it. So it's a button lock. It's locked up super tight. The button is just slightly raised above the scale. Just slightly. But so it's intuitive to get to it, and pressing it to operate it, you just got to go flush with the scale basically. So very simple to operate. There's not a lot of timing going on. Just push the button and it runs. It's got a little ting when it opens and hits that lock, that stop pin. Wow. Completely guillotine, drop shut, centered blade, good flipper tab. There's no jimping, but it's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. So, I mean, as button locks go, I mean, it gets an A. It's just really good. Yeah, wonderful. Let's talk about ergonomics. So, not so confident, confident, very confident. Well, this thing rises right up towards the top. It's got this great cutout here for the fingers to fall up behind and then rest in there. Got good jimping. It's not combat jimping, but man, it's solid. It's got a good bite. And so all of that combined, and then this gets thicker back here in the back, kind of like the Echo, which is one of my favorite knives. I love the Echo right here. It's got that same kind of fattens out at the back. It's a little bigger knife, but same concept, man. And this little Echo, it's one of my favorite knives, man. Just love the Echo. So much so that I'm currently tempted to buy the S90V titanium version with fat carbon fiber, and it ain't cheap. And so it wouldn't be a purge, bring it to the channel purpose purchase. It would be a personal, and man, I can't really afford it. I mean, honestly, I don't have the beans to get after it, but golly, the hoarder in me, oh, you fellow hoarders know what I'm talking about, man. You just get one on your brain, and it's like I dream about it. You know what I mean? And, the thing is, I won't be any happier whether I have it or I don't have it, because there ain't no thing, right? No motorcycle, no car, no thing has ever satisfied me. I mean, no matter how much I think it will. I bought a really expensive boat one time with a big 500 engine in it and all that stuff. Man, I wanted that boat so much. And as boats go, I mean, the only thing I wanted more than that boat was to sell it. I mean, hey, pull the tube. Hey, everybody's drinking and hanging out on the boat. It's like, can we drive your boat? No, absolutely not. So, well, let's go cruising. No, I don't want to cruise. I just want to hang out in inner tube and relax. Yeah, so, it's funny how we think things are going to make us happy. And I don't know why I'm off on this rant. Maybe it's because of a conversation I had not too long ago with a friend of the channel and now a personal friend of mine, Victor. He and I were having a conversation about some stuff recently, and so maybe this is for you, bro. But there ain't no thing, no amount of money, no fame, no cars, no boats, no knives that satisfy our heart, man. None of these things do. It's just trinkets to occupy our time. That's all. And to remind us of the things that are important. Our children, our daughters, our spouses, our family, our friends. Those relationships, those things matter. These things don't matter. But anyways, I want that Echo, man. With all that said, I mean, catch me in a week and see if I don't have it. You know what I'm saying? I'm weak, man. I'm frail. Yeah, idiot. All right. Well, this riff, I mean, A-level action. The ergonomics are stunning. I can feel the pocket clip a little bit, but man, it's placed properly. And so it's not bugging me at all. But golly, this thing, backup self-defense. I'm already calling it, man. I mean, some would say not on a button lock, but man, that button lock ain't going nowhere. You know, it's going to do what it needs to do if you need to do it. Yeah, wonderful ergonomics, action. Let's check that pocket clip. Because, of course, that matters. Got to be able to get it in and out of the pocket, and it needs to stay where I put it. Camera died. But I did take this pocket clip off and put some extra tension on it. And so, yeah, it's got great retention now. Deep carry, knife's invisible. And that hole, of course, lends itself to one-handed operation in and out. Works wonderful on this thick stuff. Yep. Good tension on it now, though. Let's check it for safety. So, yeah, no blade contact. And the tip... I am catching the tip right there. Yeah, it's got some tip contact right there. Yeah, if I just go down, I'm catching the tip. Yeah, so the clip is good. The tip is exposed, and the blade through the scales is good. So I will say that there's a potential, even with the knife closed, that for me and this knife, that I could cut myself, because I absolutely am catching that tip. Yep. Now, could I sharpen that out of it? Probably, because, I mean, it's just catching the very tip of that blade. But it's a needle, and so if this was down in my pocket and I reached in, right, I mean, I'm not trying to jam my finger in there. I'm just setting my finger, and boom, I'm catching the tip of that blade. Yep. Speaking of the blade, yeah, plenty sharp coming out of the factory, straight out of the box. It's got a great edge on it. Let's go price and availability. How much and where can we get one? Okay. So White Mountain Knives looks like maybe the source for these. They have these for around $65 if you take the 10% DM10 discount code and put it in the coupon slot. You can get this down to around $59. Yep. Now this particular one, I am tempted to purplize this green micarta, and then it would end up in the purge. So we'll see. I may purplize it. And then if I do that, I'm also going to probably profile this edge and get this tip thing handled, because it's not much. I think I could get rid of it with just one sharpening. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty consistent. But I think if I sharpened it once, I could get that off of there, because it's just right at the edge of it. Yep. So I may do that and purge the knife, but if I'm going to do that, I think I may dye this purple and really make it unique. I think a really dark purple with that one silver highlight, I mean, and that black blade, I think would look pretty good on this knife. So anyways, appreciate y'all watching. Cjrb Riff.